Hello, welcome to the All or Nothing podcast. Our official sponsors are KR Couriers and Transport Limited. This is a Northwest based courier company delivering all across the UK. They can assist in home moves and removals to large, heavy and bulky items, collections and drop-offs. Fast, safe and reliable deliveries. Please get in touch for a free quote. You'll find all the information within the description. Thank you. Hello everybody and welcome back to the All or Nothing podcast with myself, Billy Moore, and today's special guest is Skye Bleu.
Yeah.
Online personal trainer.
Yeah.
Liverpool born and bred.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, Skye. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and let's go into detail.
So I'm Skye, 27, Liverpool, born and bred. I'm an online fitness trainer. I've been in fitness for a few years now. I've just changed from mostly in the gym to mostly online.
Yeah, it's mad that one, is it? So what was it like for you growing up in Liverpool, and what area?
I loved growing up in Liverpool, from Wavertree. Went to school in Wavertree, went to high school, went to private school by town. So I grew up quite sheltered, really.
Did you leave it so you had a sheltered
Sheltered
upbringing?
Yeah.
There was no off the beaten track kind of life?
No, I think I did go quite cotton mould.
Yeah.
I remember getting to 18, 19 and being like, wow, is this what the real world's like?
Yeah, and you know what, right? Because I've got loads of guests who come on and have, it's been difficult from the get-go.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have someone who's actually lived, a quite comfortable life, quite sheltered, very very new to the world in a sense of...
Yeah.
So, I know, because it is a scary place out there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And when did you find that out?
I mean, I did have hard times growing up, but I think probably leaving school and leaving sixth form and going into the real world, going to uni, leaving uni, graduating, and then you're like, what now? Because I went from school to sixth form to uni, and then you finish and you're like, you don't really know what to do next.
Exactly, because you're sheltered, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're in that bubble. So do you think there's a lot of that with young kids these days who've, from the same background as yourself, who get to an age and then have to go into the community or society as a whole and think, what have I got myself into? I've got to fend for myself here now.
Yeah, I think it's overwhelming.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
I think as a kid you feel like you've got to have it all planned out, but you definitely don't. You can start anything whenever you want, really. You don't have to go into something and do it forever. And I think when I was younger, I used to panic because I'd do something, I'd be like, I don't love it, what am I going to do? Can't start again. But you can start again whenever. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a good one to remember.
Did you ever struggle with anxiety, fear?
Always, but I think, I don't know, it can either drive you or hold you back on it. You've just got to let it drive you forwards and keep going. I think everyone gets anxious in some ways, don't they? So
where was you most anxious? Was it in the communication field? Because that can be a bit of a difficult one, isn't it? Trying to the awkward situations and how you deal with people and life on life terms, and because you're an online coach, you feel that it's easier to deal with people online than it is face to face. That's just where I'm going with that one.
I think it can be harder because I think in person, you can see someone's body language, you can hear the tone. Online, sometimes it's a little bit hard because you don't have any of that, and you've got culture differences. I've got clients from all around the world now, so you might say something in jest, or they might say something in jest, or you might put something in place and they might take it the wrong way because they can't read you. I'm so smiley and so bubbly, as you probably see me in the gym all the time, but you don't really have that online. So until you get them on a call, and online's great, but I think it's completely different to in the gym.
Yeah, because
it can be harder.
You become really successful in that area, haven't you? It's blew up. Your socials, are massive. You're quite busy. So how did this all come about? Where did this all start? Did you go to university and do a PT?
No,
course
I
or
went
something?
to uni, and then I left uni. I graduated, left, and then I just had a change of heart, and because I was quite into fitness and I like helping people, so around that job I just started building clients. And then I think with work ethic, you've got it all you haven't you?
Yeah.
So I'd go to 9-5 hours, or sometimes I'd do like 12-hour shifts.
Yeah.
And before work I'd be in the gym with clients, sometimes even after work I'd be in with clients. So I think sometimes I don't understand when people say I don't have the time to do it, because if you want it, you'll do it.
Yeah, and
I think that's the difference. So if there's something I want, I think I will go to any lengths to get it.
I agree, because it's like people, the excuses, you haven't got the time.
Yeah.
And I'm the same. I'm like full on, and I know that by making time, my mental health and my well-being will benefit in the long run. Because if I don't go, I start like having these intrusive thoughts. I start telling myself I'm shit, and then I get complacent and I get comfortable sitting there watching the telly, and then I don't.
Yeah, it spirals sometimes, doesn't it?
So it's like, and I said it yesterday. I said, if you want to change the world, start by making your bed, opening the curtains, looking out the window, let a bit of fresh air in.
And just get up early in the morning and have like a routine. So all my clients, obviously they have the fitness plans and they have the physical, but most of it's mental. You've got to, someone said to me today, how are you always motivated? How are you always so happy and so smiley? And I'm like, I'm not. In fact, sometimes I'm hardly ever motivated. I'm just in overdrive. So it can get a little bit much sometimes, but you've got to just be dedicated and committed. And if you're committed, motivation follows, but you can't rely on motivation and being motivated ever.
As you feel that, like, by you've got to have that drive and that motivation and dedication to encourage the clients as well to be the same.
In some ways, yeah. I think everyone's different and everyone's got different lives, different experiences, but if you're just relying on motivation and you're not getting your mind strong, you're probably not going to get to many goals. Because it's all right when you think of a goal, I'm going to do this, I'm going to get in shape, or I'm going to make this business or get this job, because you're motivated and you're excited at the time. But as soon as that goes, if you're not dedicated and your mind's not strong, you're going to fall off and get distracted. Yeah. So I think with all my clients, especially my online clients, they have like daily habits that they do. They have routines that they follow, and we get them all in a routine. And then it just stems from there, really. Yeah. And then the physical can follow.
Yeah. Have you ever been to prison?
No. Imagine me in jail. What for?
Just as I lighten up the mood. I always hear, because someone will always say, "Oh, she hasn't been to jail. I'm not listening to that." And it's nice to have, like, because we always put on, like, it's about real people, real stories. You've come from a background where you felt quite vulnerable going into the world, and all of a sudden, like, you've got this huge successful business.
Yeah.
You travel the world. You've recently come back from Thailand. How was that experience? Did you enjoy it?
Amazing. So good.
Wish it was like that for me.
So good. Have you been?
I have. I spent 5 years in a prison over there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Why didn't I know that?
No, you didn't. It was it's a long story. But yeah, I went like yourself. I went backpacking for 3 months. That turned into a 5-year hell. And
what part?
Bangkok, Chiang Mai.
I only went to Phuket.
I've been to Phuket as well. Yeah. I kind of went all over Southeast Asia in the end, traveling. I enjoyed it. It was probably in my younger days. It was when I was feeling a little bit dedicated and motivated, but
all of that.
My motivation. No, I was quite in a good place at the time. Yeah. But yeah, so I thought you were staying over there and you weren't coming back.
But you know what? I went for 3 weeks originally, and then I think the first week was a little bit overwhelming. Second week, I sort of like got on my feet. Third week, I was like, there's no way I'm leaving now. And my mate was waiting for me in Dubai. She'd not long moved to Dubai. So we'd been together all summer. So she's like, can't wait to see you. And I was like, I've got to tell you something, I'm not coming yet. And it literally went on for like 3 months. It was just dead special to me. I can't wait to go back. I think anyone who hasn't been needs to go and experience it.
Yeah, no, I thought...
I think it's just a special place. And people would tell me when I was going, you know, if you're going to Thailand, you're going for a reason, you got a calling. And I was just a bit like, yeah, whatever, I don't need to go. I don't need to heal. And when I got there, I thought, do you know what? I don't think I've ever had time just with myself. I've always been, had a new project on the go, or being, you know, 15 clients in a day, or starting something, or going somewhere. If I'm ever off, I'm on holiday.
Yeah.
Or I'm doing something else. I don't ever have time off where it's just me. So it was so nice to just be in my own headspace out there and like just have time for me, really.
Do you know what, it is amazing, and I did enjoy it, and I, you know, I do believe there's a calling, because
I
I went there for like with a friend, and it was a 3-month, like I said, backpacking holiday, you know, the experience, and I'd never left like the UK. I'd been once or twice through Europe, you know, as in the earlier days, but then when I got there, it was like staying. I ended up working out there. I got a job.
Really?
Yeah, I got a job as a teacher. I was a Sylvester Stallone stuntman on Rambo. People know that. We've heard that story, Bill. I'm telling her, you haven't. She hasn't heard that. She doesn't even know. But yeah, so yeah, I ended up like obviously loving the place. My mate went back after 3 months, and like yourself, was like,
I just couldn't leave.
I know I'm not going back. I've got no ties, you know, and I want to learn this new language, adopt a new culture. I was competing in the Muay Thai competitions over there regular. I was fighting all the time, and I ended up in a relationship, and it went tits up. For me, you know, trying to communicate with someone who doesn't speak the same language, you know, also recovering from addiction, and the next thing for me was like to bury those feelings with a drink or a drug, and you know, it's not the right place to be doing it.
Absolutely not.
It's not a spiritual place to be in when you're using. So that experience, I'd love to go back. And like you said, people go, would you go back? Oh, I bet you wouldn't go back. I would go back tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful place.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to go back. And like, I'm happy because people see me all the time and think, oh yeah, she's a proper people person.
Yeah.
Because I'm bubbly and I'll chat the leg off anyone. But I'm not. I don't take it to a lot of people. So when I was out there for the first few weeks, I remember my mum being like, made any friends?
Was you on your own as well?
Yeah, I was on my own. And I was like, yeah, one. She was like, it's been weeks. And I was like, I know. So I moved them from one side and I went to like actual fitness street, and I made a few more friends. But it was nice to push myself as well, because I have like, you know, you'd have associates when you'd have a business, and I am quite gabby, but no one, I don't really let anyone in. So it was nice to push those boundaries as well with me. And like, you know, I made friends for life out there. I made friends in New York. I literally caught up with a friend who I met over there the other day. Like we had like a nice little date together and stuff. And we were just talking about how special it was. And I think like people go there and just find themselves and what you want from life, and you get proper clarity when you're out there, even when you feel like you don't need it. So I didn't feel like I needed it. I sold my house, and my new house wasn't ready yet, and I had a little gap. Obviously I have the online business, so I do have the freedom to do that. So it was like, why not? And then when I was there, I was like, do you know what? I think it must have called me. And it's going to call me again, because I'm going to go back.
It's incredible though. Like you're 27 years old. You're talking about like, oh, sold me house, like it was, like it's normal, you know. Sold me house. I do this, and it's like, but you've had to work for that, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
You know, it hasn't just landed in your lap.
Yeah.
You know, you've got off your arse and you've actually like engaged with people out there. What would you know, what advice would you give people who are, you know, going through the same experience as yourself? You want to start a business in that way?
I just think don't give up. It's so easy to give up, because people see people doing better than them. They see people who are already established. Sometimes it's hard and you compare yourself, but I think if you put the work in, do your research, you know, it's not just about building the business, there's so much more to it. Just make a plan and go for it. I've
always thought about doing a bit of online PT, you know, them OnlyFans, Billy. No, I wouldn't. But did you ever feel like vulnerable out there? Because it's a you know, it's a very like volatile place. If you know, behind them smiles, there's a bit of a dark like side to it as well. You know.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. There was times where I remember ringing me like, I'm coming home. So I'd made obviously the first friends, and then she was on the first resort I stayed in. It's funny because obviously Thailand's like a bit nitty gritty, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm there on this 5-star resort, miles away from fitness streets, and I'm in these classes, and I'm thinking, surely this isn't like proper Thailand.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
No.
it's calm. I'm like getting paired with like 70-year-olds in class, and there's no way I can be the fittest person in Thailand. Do you know what I mean? And I am quite fit, but I was thinking, there's no way. Then I found out about like fitness street, so I moved hotels to there and started training there.
What is fitness streets? I've never come
It's
across
like
that.
a street, really? We've not heard of it. So it's like this street, and it gets called the Soy. So it's just full of gyms, and like people stay there. There's hotels there. There's like food and stuff there. So of a morning, you'd get up, and I'd be walking to class, and it'd just be full of people going to all different gyms like on the way. My hotel was, I'd pass like a few gyms on the way down, so people in front of me just be turning off to like their gyms. But yeah, it's literally fitness streets, and if you Google it, it comes up on YouTube and stuff. So it's got like Tiger Muay Thai. I don't know if you've heard of that. It's like the main one.
Yeah, a bit of Muay Thai, like. I've done a little bit of that.
Well, have a little look. It's so good. If you're gonna go back to Thailand, you should probably go
I'm
there.
banned for 100 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they said.
You're not going back then, are you?
I know, might do
Yeah.
one day, but yeah, no, we've got it under. Allegedly, I was told, you know, the ban is at 100 G's. It's quite bizarre, but you know, maybe if I appeal to, you know, the embassy over there, do you give me a bit of a chance?
It's worth a try.
Yeah, but either way, you know, there's countries that are close to that, like Laos and, you know, Myanmar. I don't even think you can go in there. You know what I mean? So where was you going for your visas then?
In Thailand,
Yeah.
you just renew them.
Was you doing what, like, because we have to leave the country?
Yeah, so if I was to stay for like, I think it was a few days longer,
After
I
3
would have
months,
had to leave and go back. So you go, and then you have a certain amount of time, and then you can buy another one when you're there. So bought another one when I was there, and then when I left to go to Dubai, I think it was like 2 days later, I would have had to leave and come back.
Yeah.
So I timed it quite well.
Bit of a jet setter, aren't you?
Yeah, I've turned into one.
Yeah, and I've seen you post.
Never home these days.
You know, you're flying all over the gaff. You know, last time I saw you were skiing down some mountain.
Yeah.
Wow. You know what I mean? So, tell us a little bit about your training plans, what you can offer. You know, these clients. Like, have you got male, female, or is
I
it
just work with women.
Brilliant. Predominantly females, yeah.
Just women only. To be honest, no other reason than I just feel like I can help them. I can relate to them more. You know, I felt like I've needed to lose weight. I felt like I needed to put weight on. I've built areas what are common for women to build. Everyone comes to me like, can I have a bum? Get me bum and a little waist. And I'm like, it's not going to be on the 6-week plan. So yeah, I specialise in fat loss and building muscle mass. So
what's is it a diet plan that you'll give them? Is it also a training plan? And
so they'll get online. They'll get it's on like an app. So they'll have
you got an app yourself?
So my app's built on another app.
Is it?
Yeah. So when they log on, they'll have like meals and stuff. If they don't fancy that one in the day, they can swap it out, and it'll automatically like calculate the calories on a new meal for them.
Yeah.
So that's good because it takes a bit of guesswork out. They'll have workouts on there. So they do the workout, then I can see what they're doing. I can see when they've done it. They can rate it. They put the weights in. So obviously progressively overloading and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then they just check in with me once a week. But I also like to audit them. So sometimes clients might slack a little bit because they're like, I don't have to check in till Monday. But if I log on earlier on and audit them and they're not on track, I can just give them a little nudge then. And it works well because sometimes, you know, there's clients who have never been audited, but they're more nervous because they're like, it's going to be me soon.
Brilliant. And you always get like a before photo and then an outcome.
Do you know what? It's funny because someone asked me the other day for some photos and stuff. I've got loads and I just don't seem to post them. And I think at the moment, because I'm so busy.
What are photos of like clients that you've
like transformation pictures. I think I need to start posting them a little bit more, but I don't have. I'm working on the app, so I've got higher capacity to take more people. Then obviously I'll probably post them more. But at the moment, everything's sort of running itself a little bit. It's a little bit too comfortable at the moment though, so working on some more stuff now.
So that's the next step.
Yeah,
just transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Just
think?
uploading them really. I've got them all. I feel like at the moment business is running itself, so sometimes I can slack on things where, used to post transformations to bring in more clients, but because they're already there, sometimes I'll slack on that bit. So we all slack somewhere sometimes, don't we?
I'm telling you what, all the time. So what about the physical clients? Obviously you might have some in Liverpool. Do you ever have like clients that you do like one-to-ones in the gym?
Yeah, still have. I just have a handful now because do you know what? Since I've been home, I was like, I need routine. If I can just work from my laptop, there will be days where I won't get out of bed because we all have days like that. I like to be up in the morning. I see you early in the morning, don't I, all the time in the gym. I'm in there at 5 in the morning, and that's my morning routine in the week. So yeah, I still have some clients in the gym.
So, but what's your like future kind of goals? Because do you feel like do you want to continue doing this for like the rest of your life? Do you feel?
Yeah.
Is it because it's very time consuming by the sound of things as well?
I think online I'll do for the rest of my life. I think there will be a point where I drop me online client and me gym clients somewhere. I think now obviously I don't have kids. I don't really have much responsibility as. That's just for me to get me out the house, and I like that interaction of a morning.
I know that's what I was thinking. But so if you're gonna drop them, and then you haven't got that interaction, you haven't got a family life in a sense of like your own.
I think I'd drop it when I did have a family life and when I did have more responsibilities. But now it just works out well for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's different as you get older. You don't see your friends like all the time and stuff. Everyone's busy, aren't they?
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, it's good that I'm not just in the house, Because as I say, if I can just work with my laptop, I think it's dead important to always have a bit of routine.
And that's your routine?
Yeah.
On the laptop all the time?
Well, no, my routine is getting up and being in the gym and then I'm on the laptop all the time. Because I'm out the house, I'll go and work in places because I'm already out.
Okay, so that's good. So what is it that you like to do in your free time then, if you've got free time?
Do you know what? Someone asked me that the other day as well. I don't really know.
Apart from jet setting around the world and skiing.
I don't think I've got hobbies other than going and seeing new countries now. I feel like that's the only really thing that I like to do. Sometimes we'll do like spontaneous things like climb mountains and stuff like that, but I'd rather just be abroad.
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever move there?
Yeah. I think I will move away eventually. I don't know where and I don't know when, but I think Liverpool's always going to be home. But I can see myself renting this new house out and just getting off somewhere.
Well, that's you've got the opportunity to do that, then you can.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, big fan of yours, John. You're John May's biggest fan, aren't you? He's doing a little walk now at the minute. He's doing He's doing 1,000. He's doing Land's End to John O'Groats right now as we speak. He's done like nearly, I think he's over 150 miles.
Oh wow!
Into it.
Good, John.
And he reminds me of something that you've just said. It allows him to be free with himself. I'd love. I've got a family. I've got a little boy. I've got two kids, stepkids, and I've got a baby on the way. So it's like,
amazing.
Not saying I'm tied down because I'm far from it. I'm grounded now.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah, because when I was probably about your age, obviously I was in and out of prisons, and when I got to a stage where I'd had enough, because I thought, this is not life for me.
Yeah.
I travelled. I went to like 22 different countries within 2 years, just moving about, and enjoyed all those experiences, and I loved it. And I did. I remember running up this mountain in Deutsche Chiang Mai, and I'm feeling the freest I've ever in my life, because what? Not one person on the planet knew where I was.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, no one knows where I am.
It does give you the sense of freedom.
It was like I was at the top of this mountain, and I was looking down, and I was thinking, wow, I'm the only person in the world that knows I'm here right now.
Yeah.
And it was just so freeing. And I listen to people, and I listen to people's stories about how, they go on these little journeys in life, because I believe everyone needs to go on one of those journeys. Really needs to go and find themselves before they lose themselves.
Yeah.
And as you feel that's what you've been doing, like, in your life.
Yeah, I think thinking back, at the time, I don't think I realised, but thinking back, that's definitely what I was doing. And it's like, sometimes you got to disconnect to reconnect. And when I come back home, I think I appreciated things so much. And like, everything was different, really. I can't really describe what I mean, but I think people who've been away travelling on their own, especially if you've been to Thailand, will know. You come home and everything's just so different. Like, I've got, not that I ever did in the first place, but I've got like no time for gossip, drama. It's like zero tolerance now, whereas before sometimes you could see yourself feed into it a little bit, not much, but you know, a little bit. And
it's
now
the culture,
just like, and I think in Liverpool and probably England, we are so like closed-minded.
Definitely,
like you tell people big things and they're like, don't think so. Whereas when you're away, you're away with people who across the world on their own, like they understand how powerful that they are.
Did you notice as well that no one was asked what you wore over there?
Yeah.
Clothes wise?
Yeah, well, I was like that. So I remember sometimes I'd be like running late to class, I'd lash anything on. And then I remember getting into class and there was a lad I knew. And I was like, what are you doing here? Seeing me dressed like this. I think I had like, you know me with my bright colours. I've got like black socks on, white trainees, pink leggings and some top. But yeah, like he didn't care. Like my hair, I don't think I straightened my hair once when I was over there until I left for Dubai. Probably wore makeup like 3 times. You're just free when you're there.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was there, it wasn't there was no image orientation. No one was bothered about what labels or what.
You didn't care.
You know, what club or what even you had on your feet. I remember it did have a pair like these Jesus sandals on and some bears. Like, get on you there, Spartacus. You know what I mean? This was years ago, and it did like, it would put me into a little bit of shame.
Yeah, yeah.
That was just a UK resident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one else. It wasn't a Yank or, you know, it was one of our own. So you will get it from your own.
Yeah.
You know, and it is quite like, if you haven't like been abroad and you haven't like lived a little, you will find out that when you do, that we are a little bit closed-minded when it comes to...
We are so closed-minded. Do you know what? I don't even say that as a bad thing either, but that's just our culture. And I remember meeting people over there and them saying, so tell me about your culture in England. And it's like, we don't really have culture or traditions, really, do we?
No.
Like, you know, we
used to.
Yeah, we do have like religion, and we have like traits of, like, you know, things that have like died down a little bit. But we don't have like deep culture. So when I was out there, I loved like when I'd meet people and they'd tell me about their traditions and their culture and what they do in their country. I come home like, I want to learn this language, I want to learn that language, I want to do this. It's just fab.
Did you learn a bit of their language?
No.
No, not even hello?
Come
on, you know that one.
Say it.
Swaddy Kha.
Swaddy Kha, yeah. And didn't want to say it wrong.
But you say it as a female, it's Swaddy Kha.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it was always like, there's a bit of a different tone to it. And a different, like shout out. But yeah, so now you're back home. Yeah, you're still doing your little bit of a business. You know, do you feel settled? Because, you know, like you said before, you know, you're a young girl, you know, you've got the whole world out there to go to, and, you know, do you think you're going to wait for the right person to come along before you settle down and move on?
I don't know, I just think what comes. I'm quite independent, and especially now, I think you do go through like vulnerable times. It's like, as a girl, and well, as a young adult really, but now I feel like my standards are so high. Any little red flag, I'm like, no. And
so what's a red flag? I'm interested.
There's loads of red flags, and then I don't know if you ever see my ick posts on Instagram. And everyone always says the ick queen, like, you know, when someone gives you the ick, you know, when you meet someone and then you're a little bit like, ugh.
You feel it, like you sense a little bit of, yeah.
No, you don't sense it. Like,
the ick polls.
Yeah, I always put icks up on Instagram. It's like, what gives you the ick? And it's like, this girl put like, when she thinks of an ex-fella because they were out on a date and he had a fight and he got knocked out. Like, stuff like that. Like, another one was like, some lad she's seeing had a hole in his sock. Like, little stuff like that. Little things. I'm just like, oh no.
Well, I'm interested. So what are red flags?
Red flags, I don't know. Like, there's different ones sometimes.
I've got loads of red flags. I've got
sometimes sometimes it can just be something where you're like, you can't put your finger on it. But nah.
You know there's an agenda. There's something slippery.
Yeah, it's like...
You can sense it.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. You know, because it's...
I'm quite in tune now.
It's what your eyes... You're quite aware
Yeah.
of other people's behaviour, other people's motives.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time because I was behaving and acting like a teenager when I was an adult.
Yeah.
Right, because I was so emotionally stunted, you know, and I treat like females as objects, you know, or they were there for whatever and this, that and the other. I had no understanding of like equilibrium or equality.
Yeah.
Because I was conditioned through the way I was brought up, the places I was hanging about in, and I treated people with that lack of respect.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to beat it out of myself, and I had to go and sit in groups and do a lot of like self-awareness around how I operated. And I got to a stage where, you know, instead of looking for the red flags, I was one.
Yeah.
At one point. And then when you spot it and you know you've got it, then you can deal with it. Yeah, you can do the work. And that was what it was like for me. The codependency, the neediness, the all the fear, the anxiety. And I learned a lot about that when I was in Thailand because of the relationships I was in with girls who couldn't speak English. They broke my heart.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to convey how I felt, so it come out in my behaviour.
Could imagine.
Yeah, so it'd be my behaviour.
Yeah.
So that's important. I think there's a lot of like young girls out there and young men who need to go down that road of like having a look at what's...
I think just do the work, because I think, you know, if you're, I don't know another word for it, but like hating on people or jealous of people or bitter towards people, or just, some people are just nasty, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I don't take anything personal at all now, because back in the day you think, oh my God, why have they done that? Now it's not personal. If someone's got an issue or a problem, like, you need to understand that that's them and that's something that they need to work on, because what people do is they'll project like their own negative opinions on themselves onto you. So you can never take that personal, whether it's from like a relationship, a friendship, family. You know, you've got to stay strong and do the work on you and just let them be, really. If someone's not like willing to do the work, then it's not your problem.
No, and I understand, because there's a lot of people, like you just said, then project. It's like transferable, you know, behaviour. You know, when someone's, I've had it myself, you know, they're online, and when you're on a platform, right, you become a target. Yeah. Simple as. So for a big platform, you know, I become a target. No, to everyone, to the odd individual who's been hating on me in the past, and I've seen people send me the little clips and videos. Billy's saying this, he's saying that about you, and you know, and he's publicly doing it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
it's pathetic.
Are you going to reply? Are you going to respond? And I go, well, no. Do you know what? He's probably hating because hate people want to hate people.
Yeah.
Right? That's exactly what he's doing. I won't take that personal because he doesn't know me. And if I was to behave the way he behaved, then what does that say about me?
Yeah.
If I was to resort to his level, and start doing that tit for tat, right? And it's so easy. My life becomes a lot more like relaxed when I go, do you know what, he's struggling, you know. And I had an example last week where someone said to me, you this, you that and the other, and I replied online because I hadn't for a while, and I felt I delivered the message I wanted to in a positive way without putting them down. And after he's received that message, he's actually went, you know what, I apologise for the way I behaved. That is what the outcome should be, right? Not where like you're throwing fire on this and he's throwing fire. Because it's volatile, and
it's like, you know, tit for tat, isn't it? And I think
it's like cancer, isn't it? It spreads.
Yeah.
You know, you probably get loads of people jealous of what you're doing.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's mad, because you think that you're not doing, because, you know, you get a goal and naturally you want the next one, don't you? So you forget sometimes how good that you have done, and how proud you should be of yourself sometimes. And I think, oh, I'm just like little Skye from Liverpool. Why have I got girls in my inbox hating me who don't even know? Do you know? When I know I've not done nothing. But yeah, it is just stuff like that. But I mean, I never reply to people, and as again, it's not all the time. It's just now
Girls
and
can be
then,
bitchy anyway, can't they?
yeah, all the
Look
time.
at her, who does she think she is? What does she fucking think she look at her going all over there? Where does she get the money for that? Because they all want it. It's like, I went away with me missus and we went to Mexico and I had someone commenting like, how did you afford that lot?
Yeah.
What the fuck's it got to do with you?
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny that is a common one, but I think people don't understand how hard sometimes I work. I mean, there was times when I'd be in the gym, as I say, for 12 hours or longer, and I'd go home and sit for hours building the online.
Yeah.
And then I'd still be up at like 4 in the morning to get back to the gym for the next day. So, you know.
So they go, oh, she must be a wag, or she must have some sugar daddy and all that. So
Absolutely not.
So you've had all that in your DMs.
Yeah, I've similar.
Yeah, so it's not nice, is it?
I mean, it doesn't bother me, Bill.
Yeah.
I think I'm dead thick skinned, I think.
But you wasn't at one point.
I think years ago, yeah, and I think that's where, you know, when we were talking before, when you're faced in the real world and you're like, when you've been a little bit protected, you're like, why are they like that?
Yeah.
And, you know, you still have little triggers and stuff, but now, nothing bothers me.
Well, my partner's daughter,
my
partner's daughter, she's only 15, but she's like yourself. She things just bounce off her.
Yeah.
Right. She doesn't.
Gotta be like that.
You know, she'll only cry if I give her a hard time. I'm really good at it. Know what I mean? I'll wear her down in a sense of like, you know, it will. But you know, anyone else, she's quite like, she's not sensitive. She's thick skinned.
Yeah.
But it takes, and I wish, like, I love these conversations. I love that because I've got no questions. I said to you when I come on, we'll just start from where you're from, what are you going on about, what's this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And it'll lead on to something. And this kind of topic is, it interests me because I like to see other people out there who watch this and go, fucking hell, I've been drinking the poison for years and up when he dies from it. You know, one of them, I've been sticking fucking pins in this voodoo fucking doll. You know, and I've been feeling the pain.
Yeah.
You know, because there's a lot.
Karma comes back to everyone.
Resentment.
Let things be.
Resentment, and someone said to me, resentment is like French for resenter, which means resent. So what you're doing is you resend this feeling to yourself all the time. So like, you're going to bed, losing sleep over Skye, who's just fast asleep, right? Because you hate on it. Or you're going to bed and I'm tossing and turning and plotting up because how do you fucking, I'm just a kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to go through like the whole process of like how I cope with, and this is important because there's a lot of people on my channel who comment and go, you know, it's, you know, respect, and you know, it's great how you crack on with life and you do it. But it hasn't been easy. You know, I've had to go through all the mud and the pain and the feelings at a later stage in my life where you're quite lucky because you've learned and adapted at a young age. Yeah. You know, and you've had to be where you are, because if you allowed people who hate on you to affect you, then that's going to have an impact on your mental health, and that's what I see.
Of course, yeah.
People's mental health, people get paranoid, you know, they're mistrustful.
I think once you understand where it comes from though, and it's never you, then I always like to think, you know what, they're doing the best. So if someone is being in that way, or they do something that you necessarily wouldn't have done or different to your morals, sometimes it might not be true, but I just think, you know what, they're doing the best. That's the best what they could have done. So, you know, it doesn't affect my life. You can't waste energy on it.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, I said that to exactly my response was like, some people, this particular individual was giving too much energy to other people's comments or other people's channels who were, you know, and that is like, because at the end of the day, when you're on your deathbed, and I said this might be a bit deeply, and you're taking your last breath, you know, you want to say to yourself, don't you? Have I done everything I've wanted to do in life?
Well, it's not deep because it's true. Like, you know, you get one life, and I think when you leave, and I don't even think it's just a Liverpool thing. I think anyone around the world needs to leave their own area. If you can do it on your own, that's amazing. If it's safe and you can do it. But I think once you leave, you do realise there's so much more to life than what I thought was life. It just opens your eyes to much more, doesn't it?
Does.
I think when you're on, I know when I'm on my deathbed, I'm going to be like, do you know what?
I've done this.
I've done everything I wanted to do.
Because it is fast. And I had a young lad, probably a few years younger than myself last week from our gym. Lee, And he said life is fast, Bill.
So fast.
It does go by so fast. And the minute he said it, I realised, I thought, you know what? I celebrated like 50 years, like last month, and I was like, wow, what happened there?
It's mad.
Wow, you know, it is. It's like, and I've got a couple of, like I've got a 2-year-old and one on the way. And he's wild, and I think, oh, this is the fucking camera I'm getting from treating me mad. The same,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's gonna have you up the wall.
Oh no, but I do. It's great because, you know, if I was younger and I was, you know, in that way of life, I would never have had the opportunity to be a dad. So
yeah,
it's positive in a sense, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And I suppose that's like for yourself. You're at an age where you're still young enough to enjoy yourself, but then you can get to a point where, okay, I want to settle down, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And whether you do, whether you don't,
yeah.
that's down to you, isn't it?
I think when I'm ready, you know, I was settled down for like 10 years. So now it's like, you know, it's nice, and I know that I'm never going to settle for anything. So I'm not going to settle for something now if it's not the right thing for me. Yeah. I'm not in a rush, you know. Still got travelling to do. Yeah. I'm only 27, so I've got years to go for that one. And I think because I'm in this good space now where I know that like I'm strong enough to not settle for stuff. I'm strong enough to be by myself. Yeah. I know who I am. I know what I want. Now I know that like whenever I settle down with someone or share a life with someone, they're gonna be on my level, and that's a good thing, because there's so many people just settle for things in life. You see it all the time, don't you? Or you probably have mates who phone you all the time and they're like, this has happened and that's happened, and we've all been there. But I just know that like in my future, I feel like I'm in control of my life now. Whereas you do go through little spells and you look back and think, wow, and I had work to do there. Yeah. So I feel like I've done the work now.
Have you encountered like attention from the opposite sex because like you're young, single, you're attractive, and you've got all this, like, and you kind of like, do you get a lot, and how you deal with it? I just curious as how to.
What do you mean?
In a sense of like, so you get a lot of attention, or you get a lot of messages, or you get people approaching you.
To be honest, most messages on Instagram just get ignored. They're just probably just in my message request. It's funny because this is what
you never know, you might be missing out.
This is a funny one, is they'll follow you, like all your pictures, and then when you don't follow them back, they don't follow you. But yeah, no, I don't think I don't really entertain much, to be fair.
Yeah, you
I just like my own space, and I think when you meet someone, you know, don't you?
Yeah.
So.
You too.
See?
Brilliant. You've hit the nail on the head. Right, so we've done really well, actually. Right, so we're coming to the end, and what I always say, right, to me guests is like, is there anything like you'd say to a young Skye Bleu? This is the pearl of wisdom now. This is every podcast. I hear to everyone with the same question. What would you say to a young Skye coming through the doors of life if you had an opportunity to see yourself? Is there anything you'd tell yourself differently?
I'd say always put yourself first. Know that everything's going to be okay. Work hard. Travel as much as you can. That's it really. I think the main ones though, just love yourself so much that it might sound big-headed, but you've got to love yourself that much that you put yourself first. And if you don't put yourself first, nothing in life can work for you. Yeah. You know, if you
become second best if you're not first. That's what I heard once.
You put yourself first, business and like, you know, your job and stuff, that will flourish. Relationships will flourish. Friendships will flourish. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there who are doing the work now. So just think, do the work on yourself, believe in yourself, and yeah, don't settle.
Don't settle for less. And so what's your app called, or your online?
Just Skye Bleu Coaching. Skye
Bleu Coaching. Yeah. So I'll put all your details within the description anyway for people who want to follow you or contact you around PTs and stuff like that. And your app, is that just Skye Online Coaching?
Yeah, so on my Instagram there's a link for it.
Okay, so you'll find it either way.
Yeah.
All right, well that's brilliant. And with that, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
having me.